What up, though, Detroit Pistons fans? It's your boy Nomus J at D313SB, and I'm back with another one. So the Pistons have decided to draft for the fifth pick Ausar Thompson, one of the Thompson twins, after his brother Amin Thompson went fourth. They picked him fifth, and then they will trade back into the 25th pick for my man's Marcus Sasser, man, Marcus Sasser. So we finna get into it, man. We got the two press conferences for Troy Weaver from last night and even earlier today. Let's get into it after this. Pistons fans. So, like I was saying, man, Pistons fans, we got a lot to get into it. So, I want to start off with Troy Weaver, man. He's made it very known throughout the process that he was going to go draft players that he felt fit with this team personally for what the direction that they needed to go to. And he stuck with that, man, with the draft, man. He sure stuck up with it. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into the first pick, man. Ausar Thompson. Ausar Thompson, man. Three wing. He can play time to shift at the two. Man, first of all, athleticism. That's one of the first few things that pop out you is his athleticism and his speed, his ability to play defense. That was a very key point that Troy Weaver focused on this all season is trying to build the defense, man. That's what his whole emphasis was on building for the defense, and he fits the mold perfectly, bro. So with that being said, he goes out there, gets Thompson. This guy can definitely defend on so many different levels. He can go in and take your best guy out. He can definitely play on perimeter defense. That's exactly where he wanted to hit at this draft, man. Get somebody to help on the perimeter. So he stressed that about him helping that for us, being able to help us do that, basically. You know, taking pressure off Cade and Ivy, and what he'll be able to do. He say even gives him shades of Andre Iguodala back in his days with the Philadelphia 76ers. And I might remember Iguodala, how well he played back then. You know, if you say you can't just only go off of the Golden State version of Iguodala, you got to go back to Philly. So that's something weird to me because I so see it. You know what I'm saying? I so see it. You know, some people would say that he has a chance to do what Stanley Johnson was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? As Troy we were stressed about him last night in his press conference, man. He was saying like he's a budding offensive player as far as his offense goes. He did struggle shooting the ball a lot. He did struggle shooting the ball a lot, and he got a lot better towards as his time in the college. His tenure in college was basically going towards the draft. He got a lot better, but still, even you can tell at the presser today that when I'll get into that minute where he still don't feel comfortable enough with that jump shot. So you can tell by body language is everything. So yeah, he has a tendency to turn the ball over from time to time. But he's a young guy, man. He's going to do that. He has good vision, though. He can pass. He definitely can help in rebounding, which is another big key for me. Rebounding the basketball, especially on the offensive side rebound. Y'all might want to stay and pay close attention to that part because it's one thing to get rebounds, but it's another thing to get offensive rebounds. You basically claiming time possession doing that and giving your chance. And he can rebound and put his own points back in. And he's always by the rim. He even helps protect the rim, but he needs to get a little bit better at that too. He's 220, 6'7", very long wingspan. I think it's like a 7-foot wingspan, if I'm correct. If I'm correct, I could be wrong, but he's lengthy, but he does need to get stronger. People think because he's 220, that means he's already NBA body ready. No, there's a difference between having a lot of strength and having that grown man NBA body versus just having weight. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can weight something, but do you have the body that can consistently take the damage? I think he will. In the next couple of years, I think he is on the right team that he can get his development physically going. So we'll have to keep up with that, of course. But man, he's a specimen, though. I wouldn't personally start him right out the gate unless he really earns it. But man, you talking about a pick for the future? Troy Weaver stressed that enough. And then you gotta go talk about the 25th pick. Marcus Sasser. Okay, what a name. Especially that last name, Sasser. Ooh, Sasser, just sass him up. You know what I'm saying? Dude can shoot. Good offensive player, but thing you might not notice about him is that he's actually a pretty good defensive player too. You know, when you look at his size, 6'2", you assume that he's a small guy. He probably don't play defense that well, but he actually does. So that's another person right there. A lot of people got that confused up for some reason, assumed that he was going to replace Killian Hayes. This man literally at the press conference today literally stated that he looks at himself as a two-way guard that likes to be stretched out and play next to a 6'6", 6'7" guard that can distribute the basketball. Now, who does that sound like to y'all? Yeah. So I don't think he was brought here to replace Killian Hayes. I think he was brought here to help, play alongside of him. And I think, like I said, this is for the future. This is the future, man. These 7, 8, 9 players we drafted since under Weaver's watch, man. This is our future here. You talking about? You know what I'm saying? So they are making an emphasis on defense from the starting lineup all the way through. And you can best believe free agency is about to be something this next week. It's finna go down. They finna really get some guys in here that's gonna help this defense out, man. A lot of y'all may see my little explosion, on the stream, but that's because I thought we was probably getting Jerace because I was a big Jerace guy, but it is what it is. But at the end of the day, man, I'm happy. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for the Pistons that they got guy they felt that fit their system. They didn't go away from what their philosophy was. They've been drafting offensive-minded players that can sometimes help on defense. Maybe they can, maybe they don't. You look at K, look at Ivy. You know what I'm saying? You even look at some of the guys who are no longer here on the team anymore. They're gone. Like Bay, they drafted a lot of offensive players, but they need help on the defensive side of the ball. So again, Weaver with the gems, he's not a man of many words, but when he does speak, you got to listen to him. Today's press conference at the introduction press conference for the fellas, he was saying just how well they fit with their system and how well they pray and hope they can get these guys because he felt like they were the guys that's worked it for this team, and he wants to address the defense. He said it himself, strictly defense. Then there came out Troy Weaver's mouth than the fastest times. He stressed about that winning Pistons team has to play defense at a high level. You know what I'm saying? That's what he stressed. They have to play defense through and through. And, defense has got to be the model for this team. He stresses that. You know what I'm saying? This man takes it serious. That's why he go out there and get 2 defensive wings like that. That's why he's probably going to make some moves. You know what I'm saying? Even, what Monty Williams is testing the kids' mettle with questions during their interview processes and when they was talking to him. You could tell Monty probably went him a little hard because Monty wants to make sure what type of player he's going to get. So that's a good thing, man. Give him a little test, man, and nudge them and see how they respond to it. You want to see that with people. You want to test their metal a little bit, see if they can push back. So there's just so much from this press conference, man. Watching the players, the passion from Ausar, is what kills me, man. Like, this dude is competitive. You talking about Ivy being competitive. This dude is undercover probably more competitive than him because he talks about like him and his brother is just them two in the rest of the league. So that's a loaded statement right there. When you come in and say we about to take over this league, that we gonna be the best players in this league, we don't care about what happens with everybody else. Oh man, and then the summer league schedule is going to be coming out. I know we faced them like the second game. I think the first game was against Orlando, and then I think the second game was against them, and then I think we got another game against San Antonio or somebody else. I think that's all the games or whatever. I think it's usually 3 or 4 summer league games. So I think it's like, I know for fact the second summer league game is on the 9th or something. I think that's the one that's against the Rockets. So we'll get to see the two brothers play each other, man. We'll see another round of Cade Cunningham versus probably versus Jalen Green. I doubt it though. Then again, I doubt it. But they may play. But you know what I'm saying? You go see some matchups this year, man. So I cannot wait to see the young fellas, bro. They asked about the weaknesses again. Ausar even mentioned that his weaknesses that he does need to get better consistency with his jump shot from and you can tell that he turns the ball over from time to time. And probably needs to be a little bit more, play a little bit more lower on his defense too. So he can sometimes be a little too uphill. I'm not saying that means he's a bad defender. He's going to get blown up all the time, but because of his frame, he needs to build a little bit stronger so he can help himself play lower on defense and be able to play it more fluidly. But he's going to play good defense for his team, man, whether it be a starter or a backup, because I think he needs to groom first. If behind a veteran that can definitely he can definitely learn from. So, you can have the leeway to do that because you got so many young pieces. Somebody got to be behind somebody. So, it's only a matter of time though before he takes that starting spot if he's not listed as a game one starter. So, yeah. But Sasser basically stated that he needs to work on his rebounding. That was like one of his main weaknesses that a lot of teams value a rebounding guard. So you feel like that's something he has to make an emphasis on working on too. So, they both answered questions very respectfully, and they both answered questions, and they were ready, man. They knew like I said, they know their strengths and they know their weaknesses. They know how they like to be used, especially when it came to Sasser, man. He knows that he likes to stand and be stretched out, and he can dribble, he can shot create, he can play make a little bit too in his own right. But I mean, the dude likes to be he likes to stretch the field, man. He likes to stretch the floor. He likes to shoot the ball, man. So that's what we're gonna get from him. So you can suspect a lot of that. Like I said, Troy Weaver ain't trading up fast his spots to go back into the first round just because he liked the simple fact that this guy can shoot or something, or just because he just wanted to make a move. No, he got this guy because there's some high potential for him to come off that bench and really sizzle things up and still help play defense. So you best believe Troy Weaver ain't going back in the draft just to get anybody, just for the sake of getting him. And, Monty, gave us some words about how the process is going, what I'm saying, to leading up to that point, because, it was still things he didn't get a chance to cover on because, he was still going through the hiring process and the, stuff, as y'all remember from his presser, first official presser with the Pistons last week. So y'all got to be mindful of that. But, man, I don't think he's upset about the players that they got. Trust me, if you look at that press conference, nobody, he's not upset. My thing to fans, real quick, I want to say, by the way, man, is that y'all have to stop with this damn get rid of Killian and get rid of Stu, man. I'm so sick of hearing it. Those guys are too vital to y'all success. The three best defenders last year were Killian Hayes, led by Killian Hayes, Isaiah Stewart, and Jalen Duran. Three young players. That was your best defensive unit. Y'all need to realize that these guys need to be here. You know what I'm saying? You gotta realize that, man. It's not about how you personally feel about them. Who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about how I feel about the players. It doesn't matter how I feel. It matters how Weaver and that front office and the rest of that team feels. That's what most matters the most. Get your personal feelings out of it. It's basketball. You know what I'm saying? He's a part of the young core. He's here to stay. You know what I'm saying? You got people that was calling Thompson a point guard because he can pass. Like this doesn't. I keep telling y'all, it doesn't make somebody a point guard because they help set up plays. It doesn't make you an automatic point guard. Okay? There's other little stuff behind it, and I'm not about to explain it. Y'all just got to learn the game. I'm sick of people trying to tell y'all all the time who's a point guard, who's not a point guard. Y'all just think, oh, pass, shoot, dribble, and shoot. That automatically makes you a point guard. No, it doesn't. There are responsibilities that have to be called for a point guard, man. Like just because they do similar thing doesn't mean anything. So that being said, cut the malarkey. That's I say malarkey. So cut the garbage, man. Cut it. But yeah, man, I'm happy about the draft. If you wonder, man, I'm happy overall for the Pistons, man. They got the guys they wanted. So can't be more than excited for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad that I couldn't get this video out sooner, man. His family situation came up, so I got to bear with y'all, boy. Getting help on that defense, though, boy, I swear. Because if you watched the film last year, man, you knew we was getting penetrated way too much. Just all in the paint, just scoring points, nobody putting pressure on the perimeter, nobody doing anything, bro. It was just like one guard, one player here and there. Like I said, the three best were Killian, Isaiah Stewart, and Jalen Duran. That should tell you something right there. You were leaning too heavy on them. It's time for the rest of some of these other players that's been here already for a couple of years, that's been in the league for a minute. Time for them to step up, man. We were not about to keep waiting too long for it. this team finna change. Now we wait to see what happens with free agency, like I said. So I'm just the messages that Troy Weaver has been giving us. If you just pay attention as a Piston fan, as a basketball man, if you just pay attention, the messages he sends you is so simple. It's so simple. You got an idea of what he's trying to do already. Without, if you really had any other expectations, like going for some flashy young player or some flashy mess, you should have known that wasn't the case. That was not what they were looking for this draft. They were looking for fundamental pieces. I know it's a boring thing to say. I said, I know we wanted Imani Bates. I would have loved to have Imani Bates. Y'all know that. That dude's a beast. I'm saying? I would have loved to have some of the other players, man, but they got to fit. They just got to fit, bro. They got to fit for Troy Weaver. That's what it's about. It's just about the vision he's trying to install. Like I said, this is the most active from an ownership, GM, and head coach position, and even for our ex-head coach, Dwayne Casey, even when you add him in the frame, this is one of the most communicative movements, front office movements I've seen. Like, these guys are working so hard to put this thing together, man. They want to win. The owner is spending the money, doing whatever he got to do, and putting in investing the extra time and being patient. And then you got your GM being articulate, man, just knowing when to move and when not to move. And then you got your new head, your ex head coach who was willing to be patient and go through something that was rough for him. He took a lot of flack for that. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't a perfect head coach, but Dwayne Casey took a lot of flack for that, man. And now it opened up doors for Monty Williams now, somebody who's been through his trials and tribulations as a coach, to come in and now get a chance to develop this young team, man. It's just the way all working together. I think that's the most beautiful part about it. I'm not saying they're going to go win the finals this year or next year. I'm not trying to gas nobody up. But this is a much better team as of right now. As of right now, they're a much better team. And I know some other teams are probably much better. But we just saw some moves that happened this week that had people head scratching. So I'm happy with the Pistons and where we're at right now as a fan. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can ask for. Just give me your best. Go out there and do your best to build this team and stick to what you say what you mean, and mean what you say. Like that's just who I am as a fan. You know what I'm saying? And so that being said, man, y'all leave it in the chat, man. This your boy known as Jay. I got more content coming out for y'all for both the Pistons, Lions. I'm trying to see if I'm gonna be at the Red Wings draft party next week at LCA or wherever they go have it at downtown. But I am going to do my best to try to see if I'm going to be there or not. Me and Breed, so stay with me on that. Just follow the Facebook page, D313SP. Shout out to all the content creators that covered the draft. Everybody who was on the show last night. To King and the fellas that was inducing all them guys, man. Big Willie and all them, and just Man Beast and Dante, Hitman Ray, for all the guys that's been supporting, man. That's in this journey with us, man. We appreciate all of you, man. If you have not had a chance to hit that subscribe button, hit it, man, because we got things coming, man. I'm telling y'all, it's content to come. So it's your boy known as J, man. A D313SP. Shout out to the Detroit Pistons. Shout out to you, Detroit. And I'm out.